Hey guys, Aubrey here from Project Sim Racing and welcome back to another AMS2 video. So we got the patch that we've all been waiting for. It's the patch 1.4. So I've held off guys for a full week. I knew there's going to be hot fixes and there's certainly been hot fixes. So we initially came out with 1.4 but it's been a week and we're up to 1.4.1.3. I'm not going to go over the whole patch notes from what's been happening during the course of the week with 1.4. You guys can jump on the Steam page for Automobilista 2 and have a look and read up on all those. We've got a fair bit of new content. I'm not going to be going over the oval racing in this video. I might get into some oval racing at some stage, but at the moment it doesn't really interest me at the moment. This patch, mainly for me, I wanted to make sure that there was going to be some vast improvements with the physics. Force feedback was already really good with Automobilista, but I wanted to see if they fixed a lot of problems with a lot of the physics in the car. And I'm going to say again guys, physics and force feedback play a big part with sim racing games. And force feedback specifically, we're going to be feeling all these physics and what the car is doing through force feedback. So force feedback, in my opinion, with a sim needs to be really good. And boy is it good. So I've done previous videos on my settings for force feedback with my CSL DD. I've gone back to now default plus 2 or default plus, and it's perfect. I'm basically using similar setups with my Fanatec wheelbase as well, and I'm using default plus, and I'm using I think 65 force feedback strength with AMS2, and force feedback is absolutely fantastic in this game. Since the patch I've been driving a lot of cars, so all week guys I've been driving heaps of different types of cars, lots of different types of scenarios. And it's not without any problems. I have had one problem. I went straight into time trial, and pretty much any car that comes out with traction control, I had a problem where if I restart the game, if I restart, like if I'm doing a lap and then I hit the restart button, my traction control would stop working. You couldn't switch it on during the time trial, you couldn't turn it on. You could go to the advanced settings and doesn't matter what you did with the traction control, it would not work. You turn it all the way up to maximum, then you go back to the track, and traction control was doing absolutely nothing. And as from today, from this video, version 1.4.1.3, that still hasn't been fixed. So I don't know if this is happening with everyone. I haven't gone to the forum yet, but that is one of the major issues I had with this. But I haven't had the issue in actual racing. So far this seems to be a problem with time trial. You can let me know if this is happening to anyone else. Be interesting to know. So we've got a new interface as well with Automobilista 2. Well, it's a slight difference in interface. We've got new special events tab with the interface. It's awesome looking interface. There hasn't been, other than that, a huge amount of improvement with the interface. I really like Automobilista 2's interface anyway. It seems to work really well. It's probably one of the best ones out there in sim racing. R-Factor 2 had a lot of problems with their interface. Not a lot of people played, including myself. I wouldn't play that game until they fixed the interface, and they've definitely done that now, and it is much more playable now for me setting up. But Automobilista 2 doesn't really have any problems with the interface. So we're going to go into talking about physics straight away. During the course of this patch 1.4, it's definitely been an improvement. Guys, I've had so much fun all week racing Automobilista 2. I keep saying every update it's heading in the right direction. The physics and force feedback are still not exactly on par in my opinion with R-Factor 2. Guys, if you want to have a feel of really good force feedback, R-Factor 2 is just unbelievable, especially with the latest cars and the British touring cars and the front wheel drive ones, rear wheel drive. Basically any good car in R-Factor 2, the force feedback is unbelievable. Automobilista 2 is heading down that track. Force feedback is really good in Automobilista 2 now. And with the handling, I had a lot of problems previously Specifically with GT3 cars and the Porsche, we all had the slippy slidey feeling coming out of the corner, and it really was a little bit annoying for me. It was definitely still drivable, had fun, you just had to, you know, watch your throttle control, but it just felt like they had abnormal slipping. And then I did another video on changing the diff preload, and that seemed to fix it, but now this has all been, the default setup has been changed now, and the diff preload problem has fixed that slidey feeling. And I did a lot of laps in the Porsche specifically, and the other GT3 cars, but the Porsche specifically, and it's fantastic now. I did a lot of different tracks, and the new Spa track which we've got now, the 2022 version, unbelievable track. It is well detailed, the surface, the texture, and you know, the overall characteristics of Spa 2022 is just amazing. And along with the Porsche, I had heaps of fun, guys, with this car. It is so much better now. Pretty much all the cars, there are still some cars out there I'm not going to go too far into that don't feel too good for me. I've driven GT1 cars, they seem to be pretty good. Another really good and fantastic car to drive, guys, is the Mini. If you try the newer model Minis, I've got this in my video, you'll see me racing around in these Minis. The front wheel drive, they are fantastic, and with the force feedback cars, you can really feel connection with the road with these cars now. Just awesome. I'm really interested to know if there's going to be some really good online racing with the Minis. They're just fantastic. I had so much fun with them, especially today. I just did race at Alton Park. It's just awesome. The Porsche Cup Cars are also being significantly improved, and I'd been around. I really had a good time with the Porsche Cup Cars around Bathurst. The cars, again, you feel really good tyre connection between the road and with force feedback, and making slight changes with the suspension setup. Those cars are just awesome as well. Overall, guys, the patch during the course of the week has been fantastic for me. It's still not perfect. I mean, there's still going to be a lot of people out there that don't like Automobilista 2, and I understand that. I've always liked Automobilista 2, even though they've had their problems. I play all sims, and I do realise the differences between, you know, let's say the GT3 cars and AMS2 and Assetto Corsa Competizione. I do realise that there is quite a significant difference, but AMS2 is heading in the right direction, and I've always been able to enjoy different sims for different reasons. I just love it. AMS2, we all like AMS2. The VR quality is fantastic. The weather in AMS2 and the changing in the weather is just awesome. And in this video you'll see, I think the Porsche Cup Cars, I did a race there where it was pouring rain, and then went sunny halfway through, and the track started drying out. You get a bit of a dry line. That was so much fun. You know, just turn the wipers on, and every now and then you hit a puddle. Car in front would just spray your screen with water. It was just a really good effect. One thing, guys, that I do think that needs a lot of work in with all the cars that have traction control, even though I've reported there's been traction control problems, the traction control system in AMS2 doesn't work as good as it should just yet. You don't really get a good feeling. You should be able to, in my opinion, you should be able to feel traction control coming on through the wheel, and you don't really feel that. You do feel the slippage difference, obviously, with traction control coming on, and the different levels that you set it, but they really need to pick up the effect of the traction control. I think we need to be able to have a bit more of an audio and feel through the force feedback. They have added a few more cars, guys, which I've had a big play with as well. We've got the Geneta G55 Gt3. It's in a different class. I think that was because it's in different country, and I had a good play with that car. You guys probably saw my last video, had fun with that in the Nordschleife with the G55. Great car, probably one of the best sounding cars in the game also. If you haven't seen my video, just have a look at my previous video. The car sounds fantastic in and out. It's a very high revving V8 engine in that Geneta G55. The other car I did have a bit of time with was the Mercedes GT4 car. That also is just fantastic car. Very quick car. I was really impressed. It felt like I was going nearly as fast as the GT3 version of the AMG. Also, yeah, fantastic car. So guys, we'll keep it not too long, the video. Just want to get back into sim racing, to be honest, and just start racing again. But overall, still lots of improvements need to be made, but AMS2 is still a barrel of fun, and they're still heading in the right direction. Physics, the cars are feeling much better. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens in the future with AMS2. I do think that it may eventually climb right up to be one of the better sims out there. Be really good to see. AMS2 just has a really good package for people wanting to get into sim racing. You know, if you want to race VR or not. We've got really good performance with AMS2 with VR and non-VR as well. There's a lot of graphics options. The game looks beautiful in VR or not VR. It's just the graphical effects are just fantastic. I would also like to see more cars, especially GT3 cars in the game. Be nice if they get something happening with licenses. Be really good to see Lamborghinis and GT3 and some other different types of GT3 cars. That would make, I mean, GT3 is probably one of my favourites in the game, but now I'm also really liking the Porsche Cup Cars, the Minis as well, the Mini Challenge cars. They're just fantastic. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it if you guys hit that thumbs up. Let me know in the comments of what you think of it. Be interested to find out if anyone's had that same traction control problem with that I was having in time trial, where it would just turn itself off and you couldn't turn it back on. But yeah, if you like my content guys, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video, and thanks again for watching.